Welcome to TDI Society, hope you're doing well. In today's video we've got a pretty good one, and that is that finally we're going to be doing some POV driving of the PD130 Volkswagen Bora. Now to do that I've got a headrest mount which goes in between the headrest, and then I can put my phone in here with a wide angle and get some driving footage. And I've also got a wireless mic here that I'm going to be putting in the engine bay. I genuinely should have wrote a list of everything that we're going to be testing today, but I'll try and remember it off the top of my head, because every single Bora video that I've done so many modifications and little fixes here and there, and then there's no driving footage or driving and testing, and that's what today's video is. And I've now got to a point where I've got the headrest mount, I've got the wireless microphone just in case you can't really hear me whilst driving, or like I said, I can put it in the engine bay and test out what the hybrid turbo sounds like. And for example, I done the full custom hybrid turbo, and I put machined grooves inside the inlet of the turbo because I wanted that turbo spool noise. Now I went on about that for ages, got the turbo done, fitted it to the car, and I've done nothing since, and that really annoys me. So in today's video we're going to be testing that as well, and here is what else we're going to be testing. So as I mentioned, we've got a 1756 JW Automotive hybrid turbo with a machined housing, so we'll see what that sounds like. Of the turbo, we've got a base map file from PD Power Remaps, and it's just a base map, so it's basically just to get the car going. I'm not going to be doing any mad burnouts or wheel spins or anything, because it's not up to where it should be yet, because I need to log files, send PD Power Remaps the file for them to edit it for the car, get it back on the car and do further testing, so that's also to come too. Also, I fitted the boost gauge and the temperature gauge, which again untested. I need to see what sort of boost it's running, I need to see if it's getting up to temperature properly. Yes, the cluster gauge works, but hopefully the digital one does as well, so we can see exactly where it's sitting. I've also got the short shifter to try as well. These are all the jobs and more that I've done on the car, and I've yet to test them out. The car has literally been sitting there as I've been just far too busy. So now's the time to go and start the Bora. It's got no diesel in it, so we'll go and get some diesel and then we'll see what everything's like. And also, just to add in, I will be testing the wireless microphone, so if the audio does seem off or not quite right, this is genuinely my first time doing this. And if you have any advice on wireless microphones and setting them up in the car and stuff, then please leave a comment down below. But let's get started. Just realised how close I parked the Range Rover, so I need to move that first. Speaking of, this tyre's bald on the outside. And this tyre that you can't see has a screw in it, which I need to pump up every single day. So because of that, I've got a set of wheels coming for it with alternate tyres, which if you haven't seen the video on the Range Rover, I explained that that's what I wanted for it. I'll put it on screen if you want to catch up. So those are underway, so I will be doing a video on fitting the new wheels. But first, I need to move the thing to do a cold start on the Bora. Right, now time to see if this will start, fingers crossed. Right, so hopefully you can see and hear me all right. Again, this is a complete first for me, it's so strange. I guess I'll find out what it's like with engine noise, me talking, the angle, and I can see it shaking a little bit. I'm not sure if the iPhone will sort that out. But either way, I've got a fuel light on, it needs diesel, and we've got a few things to test, so let's make a start. Now, I wired the boost gauge and the temp gauge into the dimmer switch, so if I put the side lights on, they now work. It says 40 degrees there, that's what they all say. They all start off at 40, and then once it makes its way up, then it starts, well, it should start climbing, and we'll see what boost we're running as well. So, let's go. So like I said, first we're just going to go and get some diesel, so we're just going to take it easy and then we'll see where we're at. Obviously the car's not properly warmed up yet, but hitting a national speed limit, so I'm just going to drop a gear and see what the short shifter feels like. feel absolutely brilliant. I don't need to watch what I'm doing though, because the fuel gauge is off the bottom of the red, so I'm just going to chill. The fuel station is literally 2 miles away, so we should be alright. Hopefully I'm not foreshadowing. So I can see that the temperature gauge is actually moving. This one hasn't passed 40 yet, and the boost gauge is also working, showing 0.1 psi. So if I drop into 5th, get the foot down, so that was 1 bar. Because it's a base map, I'm not sure what the actual bar of boost is set at, but I guess we'll find out. After a while, it just feels so good to jump back in like a Mark IV platform Volkswagen. Like, this is 267,000 miles. It's 2002, so that's 24 years old, and it drives so well. Guess we'll just give it a little blip and forth, see what it's like. Don't know if you heard that there, but that was the boost leak that I've been chasing, and I've seen the gauge go all the way up to 2 bar, which is the limit of the gauge. So I need to investigate that with PD Power Remaps, see if that's correct or not. But I need to take it easy because I'm no fuel, but I can almost see the petrol station, so once I get diesel, then I can actually do some proper testing. We made it to the petrol station, which is ideal. I couldn't wait, so I just watched some of that footage and I realised how bouncy and shaky it is, so I can only apologise for that. I will have a quick look at the mount, see if there's anything else I can do, and there is some stuff rattling about in the car, so I'll do a quick tidy up as well, and then we'll get back on the road. Right, we've got some diesel, and what I've done with the mount is I've squashed the headrest right down on it, hopefully less shaky, done a bit of a tidy up as well. And yeah, let's get the car warmed up and test some things out. Starts like a glove. And I have said this in the WhatsApp group chat, so if you've not joined that, link in the description, is that this car used to smoke so bad, and when you see smoke in a car, you think of the absolute worst. And what I discovered is that it was the thermostat and the temp sensor, and now there's no smoke. That short shifter just feels class. So what we'll do is we'll get the temperature up to where it's meant to be, and then we'll do some pulls, see what the hybrid turbo's like, the sound, the short shifter, the map file as well, see how fast it is, and then I'll also put the wireless microphone in the engine bay, and hopefully it sounds good. So the temperature gauge on the cluster is showing just below 90, which is where it should be because it's a cooler open thermostat from Darkside Developments. However, this one isn't moving yet, which is quite concerning. But that might be the engine is up to temperature, but it's not open to the radiator yet. So we're on a B road, so I may as well just give it some welly, see what it's like. Hear that boost leak. So I want to actually see what pressure that comes in at. So I'll go to 4th. About 1.7 bar, and then we hear that annoying whistle. I'm not sure if you're seeing all this glistening that's happening in the interior, and it's this disco ball. If you've seen Transformers 1, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, there's a couple new additions in the car. Like, I just put in that light there, and that disco ball. So the light reflects off the disco ball.
Since I've been driving as well, I can vaguely hear the turbo spooling. Now I'm not sure if that's what 1756 sounds like, but that is the noise that I was going for. Obviously I just wanted it a bit louder, but I'm not sure if you can hear that on the phone. So I'm on a private road, and what I'm going to do is turn the traction control off and see what it's like. That gauge still hasn't passed 40, which is quite annoying, but it's showing the right temperature on the gauge. So I've slowed right down, I'm in second gear, and we'll see what it's like. Well, I missed third. Why is that not going into third? No, have I just broke third gear? Second. Third. That was very strange. Now it's not going into fifth. Why is that? So I think I've got a problem with the short shifter because I can't find a gear, but temperature gauge is working. I can see what is that's all about. Right, so that's neutral. Yeah, that is very difficult to get into gear. Right, we'll go and take a look. I absolutely love at the start of the video I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do any wheel spins or burnouts or anything, hit hard cut limiter, and now I'm not getting any gears, so we better take a look. Everything looks alright in the engine bay on top of the gearbox, there's nothing popped off, everything's connected. The only thing I haven't checked is underneath here. I see everything's still okay in there. Nothing seems to be off. It's still in neutral, it's still neutralising itself. So I think I've just done something to the gearbox. But as I've been sitting here, temperature gauge is now working, which is great. Absolute chocolate gearboxes, so let's just nurse it back and hopefully we make it. That is so hard to go into gear. It's not going into gear at all. Is that second? I'm just going to have to ride the clutch. As long as I can stay in fourth, I can get home. I'm wondering if it's the gearbox input shaft because I can't get a gear and every time I try one it just crunches. So that's fourth. Fifth. Sixth. Fifth. Fourth. So I've managed to find a safe spot to pull over, and since I stopped recording there, it was actually changing gear no problem. That's first, second, third, but it's like, the way it feels is it's like just getting a gear. It feels like it's just going to pop right out, but that is not good at all. Wonder if it's just as simple as an adjustment, like it's too short on the bracket. Absolutely ideal, but well, that was an absolute disaster. Tried to do a 3-point turn and I've no reverse whatsoever. I'm literally just trying to nurse the car home now. Gladly getting first gear there. I have noticed that the temperature gauge is rising when sitting still and then cooling down as I'm driving. Not sure if that's right or not. The funny thing is I've just been driving about trying to find decent roads and stuff to do what I'm doing, and I'm actually lost. I've got genuinely no idea where I am, and the gearbox might be knackered. So hopefully you're enjoying this video so far. You've just got to. So as I'm just going to now finally take it easy driving home, we can now see that the hybrid turbo is all good. Hopefully it sounds pretty good, I can definitely hear it. The boost gauge is working, the boost leak noise is coming in at 1.7 bar. I need to stop talking because I need to see if it's actually going to go into gear or not. Like first gear feels like it's non-existent, which, like I just said, like it's like it's in between. That feels so bad. Another test I was asked to do, because I've wired the gauges into the dimmer switch, what happens when I dim the switch, because I've seen it done in so many videos, which is why I've done it. But at the same time, it's like, why would you put it on a dimmer switch if when you dim it, does it dim the voltage? Which it does, the thing's going absolutely mental. So I don't know why everyone does that, because it's just dimming the voltage, so it's not going to work properly. But again, I might have something back to front. What I'm thinking is possibly the input shaft in the gearbox is broken, but then I don't know if that breaks. Does you lose all gears? I don't know, I've never been in this position before. So please let me know in the comments what you think. Hopefully it's something simple, that I've got the short shifter on far too short and I maybe need to extend it a little. But that just doesn't explain why I'm feeling like I'm getting 0 gears, and when I put it straight into third and lift my foot off the clutch, it just revs, there's nothing there. Could it be clutch or flywheel related? I'm not sure. So yeah, I think we'll end the video there. It was good to get out in the Bora and actually drive the thing for once, and give you guys a bit of a more exciting video with POV driving, and fingers crossed the editing comes out good as well, so it's something that I can do again. And what we've found out is that everything I've done in the car seems to be going all good, and as we know, the Volkswagen gearboxes are chocolate. But I might not have a gearbox problem. Let's figure it out together. Leave a comment down below or join the WhatsApp group. Let me know what you think. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It is completely free. And I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.